Hey guys! Are you tired of waiting around for your videos to render? Does it seem to take forever? Well, you're right, it does take forever. If you're here, then you are looking for faster rendering times with Camtasia Studio editing software. In this video, we are going to show you how to enable GPU rendering to optimize your rendering speed. Before rendering video, make sure you have finished all your editing. When it comes to faster rendering video, there are a lot of aspects of your computer which can help you achieve faster results. Be sure to watch to the end because after showing how to enable GPU rendering in Camtasia Studio, we are going to take a look at some rendering performance tests, the difference between rendering with the GPU vs rendering with just the CPU. For this tutorial, I have an Intel i7 processor, 64 GB of RAM, which is definitely overkill for rendering alone, and NVMe SSD to ensure that we are getting the fastest read at the right times, and an EVGA GTX 1070 Ti. These are not the newest components, but still far above any requirements needed for rendering video.
Okay guys, so before enabling GPU rendering, we want to get a baseline speed test without GPU rendering enabled. So let's head over to Camtasia, where I already pre-laid out a project which is around 10 minutes long. We're going to render this and then mark down how long it took to render to compare later with the results when we enable GPU rendering. Okay, so let's head over to export. And I already have a preset set up. I'm using HD quality, so 1920 by 1080, and running 75% on the quality. Okay, so I just have to choose a folder for the MP4, and we're gonna name this Camtasia render test, and this will be without GPU. Let's click save, and okay, let's click finish. Okay guys, and we're just about finished, 94, 95, and so that took 5 minutes 44 seconds, and that's without the GPU rendering. Okay, so the first thing we need to do in order to enable GPU rendering in Camtasia Studio is to Preferences, go to the Advanced tab, go to Hardware Acceleration, click the drop down, and use graphics card NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 Ti. That's my graphics card, so I'm going to select it and click OK. Alright, so that's the first step. Now we have to go into the Windows operating system and change the display graphics settings. To do that, let's minimize. So right click on the desktop and choose display settings. Okay, now we're going to scroll down to the bottom where it says graphics settings and click that. Now we're going to go to the choose an app to set preference. Okay, we want a desktop app, and then you want to browse to your Camtasia Studio install location. So it may be different on your computer. Mine, it's the C drive, Program Files, TechSmith, Camtasia 2020. And I'm just going to look for the executable program. This one in green, it says Camtasia Studio.exe. That's the application that we want to select. So I'm going to select that and add it. Okay, now we see it has been populated in the list of applications. Let's go to the options. The options are let Windows decide, power saving, and high performance. So we want to choose the high performance GPU NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 Ti. Then close that out. Okay, and the last thing that we want to do is we want to go over to search bar and we want to look for our NVIDIA control panel. Click on the app. Okay, once you're inside the NVIDIA control panel, look for the 3D settings and manage 3D settings. Click on that. Mine has already been selected. From global settings, you want to scroll down until you see the place to select. Here it is, OpenGL rendering GPU, and you want to take it from auto select to your graphics card. Okay, and then you just want to hit the apply. Okay, so the apply button has gone away. Now we can close that out. So now you should have all the settings in order to enable GPU rendering all set up. Let's go back to Camtasia and let's restart the program. Let's go back to preferences one last time and make sure that our graphics card is selected. Go to Edit, Preferences, the Advanced tab, Hardware Acceleration, and we can see that the graphics card is still selected. Now let's render. Okay, and let's name this test Camtasia render test with GPU. Okay, and that folder is fine for me. Click finish. Let's start the timer. Okay, and notice that it is now using GPU. It only uses, well, it looks like it's only using 32%, but that is actually the most that Camtasia Studio 2020 uses. So this 30% is with GPU rendering enabled. Before, when we did the first test without GPU rendering enabled, it was only using about 5% of the GPU, and that was probably for other tasks since I'm recording this with OBS instead of Camtasia. So let me pause this and we can come back when it gets closer to the end. Okay, and our rendering is finished. It took 4 minutes and 7 seconds. I believe that is that's a lot lower than we had without GPU rendering enabled. Thank you for watching. Please remember to comment below, rate this video, and subscribe for more content.